Hi guys, and welcome back to Wedding Bells on Video Jug Beauty. I'm Lilly Keys, celebrity makeup artist, and I'm going to be showing you how to recreate this gorgeous, beautiful, glowing bridal look today. So I've prepped and primed the skin, and I'm going to start with the foundation. I'm going to be using Chanel in Lift Lumiere shade 20 today. Really love this foundation because it's so luminous and it's got a really beautiful radiating quality, which is really what you want as a bride. So I'm going to be using my MAC airbrush brush and just spreading it out over the face, starting from the T-zone outwards. I'm going to be applying concealer now. I'm going to be using Estee Lauder Maximum Coverage in Creamy Vanilla, which is shade 3. This is a very good coverage concealer, so we only need to use a little bit. I'm going to use with my Sephora concealer brush, and I'm just going to be applying all the places that you would need concealing around the nose. This concealer might be too heavy for under the eyes, so it's just really to cover any imperfections. You can always blend in with your finger as well. So I always usually wear concealer on the chin as well, and it's great for covering any blemishes that you may have. We're going to start on the brows next, and I'm going to be using NARS in Panama on the brows. This is great for blonde brows. So I'm just going to take short feathery strokes outwards. So we want this to look really natural. You don't want it to go too over your natural brow shape. I'm going to be using my brow brush from Sephora just to make sure everything's in place. So I'm going to start with mascara now. Today I'm going to be using Estee Lauder in Sumptuous Waterproof. It's a brown mascara because I think for a really natural classic look for the bride, it's great to have some natural lashes, especially if you're as fair as Emily. You don't want to be too harsh with black mascara. So I really want to bring out Emily's natural features. That's what the whole look is about today. Really classic. So you'll look like you at your wedding, just a little bit better. So I'm going to go on the bottom lashes now. Look up for me, darling. This look is quite lashy. Even though we're doing brown mascara, we want it to be really like feathery and light, the lashes. So we're going to do top and bottom lashes. So eyeshadow's next, and we're going to be applying this colour by Bobbi Brown called Flesh across the lid. This is a really nice wash just for the whole eye, and it's really natural. Just gets rid of any imperfections and redness on the eyelids. With a smaller angled eyeshadow brush, I'm going to be using a different colour, Cement, also by Bobbi Brown, just in the outer corners to give contouring to the eye. So I'm going to be doing liner now on the eyes, and I'm going to be using a chocolate brown today by Collection with my eyeliner brush. The reason I'm using brown is that I don't want it to be too stark or harsh against Emily's eyes. This is a really natural shade. So I'm just going to be putting a little bit on my hand first, and then taking it on the line in short feathery strokes. This is a gel liner, and it tends to stay in place longer than a liquid liner. If you want to perfect the line, you can always use a cotton bud just to make sure that it's really smooth. I'm going to be taking my liner on the outer corners of the eye underneath as well. Look up for me, darling. Just to give the eye some definition. This is still in brown. It might look a bit heavy, but we're just going to soften that right out with my trusty cotton bud. So to really soften it, I'm going to use the Cement shade in Bobbi Brown again with my small eyeshadow brush from Topshop. Just really soften this colour underneath. And at the top, close your eyes, darling. It'll also give the eyeliner some staying power as well. I'm now going to apply some bronzer to the cheeks. You really should apply bronzer underneath the cheekbones to give a contouring effect. So I'm going to be using a shade called the Soft Meow by MAC, which is really beautiful. And I'm just going to be applying the bronzer under the cheekbones to really give highlight to your cheekbones, definition to your face. I'm going to take some of the colour up to the temples, some to the forehead, along the jawline for definition, and underneath the chin. So we're going to do blush next, And I'm going to be using two colours this time, Smile by MAC and Immortal Flower by MAC, Coral and a pinky shade. I really like these two colours mixed together, so that's why I'm using both of them. Obviously you can just use one shade. Either or is really pretty. If I was going for a really natural look, I'd either use a really pinky look or a coral look on the cheeks, but today we're going to be doing both. So I'm just applying this on the apples of the cheeks, and I'm bringing it upwards to the cheekbones very slightly. So for the lips, I'm going to be applying this gorgeous shade by Bobbi Brown called Pink Belle. This is from my Bobbi Brown palette of lips, but you can buy this separately as an individual lipstick. It's a really gorgeous corally lipstick colour. Really natural, and it's got a really nice sheen to it as well. It's not too drying. What's great about being natural on the lips is that it's not too high maintenance either, so you don't have to constantly worry about reapplying your lipstick. To give a real radiant finish, I'm going to be putting highlighter on the face. I'm going to be using this MAC Mineralize Skin Shimmer in Natural, and with a small brush, I'm just going to be applying it on the upper of the cheekbones, just around at the top of the eyebrows. Just really want to give a real beautiful glow and just really make the light hit those cheekbones in the photographs. I'm also going to be applying the highlighter just along the length of the nose in a really straight line, because this makes your nose appear slimmer. So for the powder, I'm going to be using Prep and Prime by MAC. It's white but translucent, so you won't be able to tell that you're wearing powder at all. It suits all skin types. The thing about powder is that you don't want to go too heavy-handed with it, because it can sit in creases and make you look older than you are. So you only really need to put it in places where you really need it, such as just under the lips, by the nose, and on the forehead. There you have it, the completed look. If you guys really like this look, then please follow us on Twitter or subscribe to our Video Jug beauty channel. I hope you guys enjoyed the series of wedding bells as much as I did making it. Hopefully see you soon. Bye darlings.